Have you ever experienced some kind of out of nowhere shoulder pain? You just wake up one day and your shoulder, it just hurts, it aches, your range of motion is limited, and you didn't do anything. You didn't, it wasn't an exercise injury, you didn't lift anything. Truly, it just seems like it popped up. The only thing that you can assume is that maybe you slept on it wrong. And then you go to maybe your massage therapist, your chiropractor, and say, I've got this shoulder pain, and you hope that they can do something for you. Typically, they'll do what they do, but the shoulder pain is just kind of there for a few days until it's gone. And if you've experienced this in the past, maybe you're experiencing it right now, I am gonna have you look into something a connection that you may have not ever made before. And that is when we're looking at things from the point of view of the 5 biological laws of German new medicine. Every symptom that shows up, if it's not related to like an actual injury, the symptoms are telling you something. And when it comes to shoulder pain, kind of out of nowhere shoulder pain, it's an issue having to do with a relationship. And it could be a relationship with a significant other, it could be a relationship with a child or a parent. And the interesting thing about this is I actually am experiencing a little bit of this right now, which is kind of why I felt inspired to make a video on this particular topic. A couple of days ago, I got in a fight with my partner, and I started it, and it was kind of I was wanting him to respond differently to me regarding a subject, and I basically was telling him, oh, I don't like the way that you're responding, and kind of controlling him and controlling his response. And rightly so, he kind of, took me to task about it. We had to have a conversation about the fact that I was not really respecting, his personal preferences, and I saw that I was definitely in the wrong in the situation, and I felt bad about it because in our relationship we kind of have this, we don't fight, and anytime that a fight happens, it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of like this is not how we engage with one another. So I felt in that moment as though, I failed as a partner, that and it's when it comes to bones and muscles and joints, it's overall the category is a self-devaluation conflict. And so specifically in regards to relationships, it will affect like the shoulder, the collarbone area, so the muscles, the joints, everything around the shoulder, because the shoulder you associate with your partner. And if it's your like spouse or significant other, it will be your dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, and so I associate my significant other with my right shoulder, my right side. If it had been, a child or a parent, it would be your opposite. So, but I just think it's such an interesting thing to, and that's why I kind of like it when things like this come up in my life, because then I can share it with you and show you kind of real time. This is the 5 biological laws at work. This is how our bodies respond when we have a conflict. So I experienced a conflict of self-devaluation. I felt guilty. I felt bad about this fight that I caused with my significant other. And so when I was experiencing the conflict, when I was in conflict active mode, there is active breakdown of tissue in the shoulder. And the purpose of the biological program is for it to be stronger afterwards. And so if you've ever broken a bone, you know that or you probably have heard that the area that was broken and that gets remineralized and put back together is stronger than the rest of the bone. And that's what happens after the biological program finishes. But it's also associated with pain. So during the conflict activity, there is erosion of tissue, and during the healing phase, there's restoration of tissue. But with restoration of tissue, there's also swelling. And that swelling is what I'm experiencing, and that pain and that soreness that just kind of seems like it came out of nowhere, came from somewhere very specific, and it tells me how my body felt and what it was doing for me during that period of conflict activity. So that's where mysterious shoulder pain comes from. You didn't sleep on it wrong. You had a conflict regarding your partner or some other relationship where you felt guilty, you felt bad, you felt like you failed as a partner, and you experienced an element of self-devaluation, and that's how the body responds. So I hope you found this interesting. If you did, please like it, please comment, please share the video. If you are brand new to this material, please watch my GNM 101 Introduction to the 5 Biological Laws video so that you can have all of the amazing connections that Dr. Hammer has put together for us, so that you can understand your body and what it's doing and why it's doing it, and you never have to fear symptoms, illness, sickness ever again. Thank you.